Hey guys, it's everyone's favorite Dinobot here, and today we got Composite Lucario versus Xeno Goku. Now this is actually a pretty interesting one, and this was highly requested. Now the results in this one I had to really do the research on because there's a lot that goes into this, especially when we get to the hacks department and the abilities here. So yeah, I want you guys just to expect this to be basically almost basically hacks based more than anything. But let's go. Xeno Goku will also sorry, I meant to say earlier, we'll be using manga and anime for both. Manga and anime for both Xeno Goku and Composite Lucario. So let's begin here. For starters, in terms of raw physical strength, Xeno Goku does not go unnoticed. He's been able to beat down completed Demigra, corrupted Super Saiyan 4, corrupted legendary Super Saiyan 4 Broly. He's been able to fight against a amped up Janamba and Kid Buu, as well as fighting against a Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and was also able to fight Cumber. Now, these characters pretty much scale to each other as, power levels in the Xeno universe kind of just, they're always high. So these guys can destroy time itself, and time being confirmed to be infinite in the Dragon Ball universe, or Dragon Ball, multiverse or whatever. These timelines are incredible. There's also the sheer fact that Demigod is also able to control time patrollers. These time patrollers pretty much come from their own universe in the Dragon Ball multiverse, where there's some of the strongest beings imaginable. For example, your time patroller is the strongest out of all of them, superior to Xeno and Capsule Corp Goku. That's how powerful your time patroller is. So in all honesty, yeah, Xeno Goku should be just below that, but again, he's still able to beat characters that are able to at least give the time patroller some trouble. Okay, Xeno Goku also was able to contend with Cumber, like I said earlier, who was able to shatter the dimensional barriers of the game. This means he was basically able to just basically shatter an entire dimension that was literally programmed to keep them in it. So that's how powerful Cumber is. All right. In terms of durability, he's able to take attacks from Capsule Corp Goku, been able to take attacks from Cumber in his super great ape state. Cumber, who also is basically I would actually say the perfect combination of Super Saiyan and God Ki, mind you, is able to basically take down and basically take these guys down with no effort. And Goku is still able to contend with these guys in his Super Saiyan 4 state, even being able to contend against Super Saiyan Blue, Capsule Corp Goku, who was basically going toe to toe with Cumber and eventually able to get the upper hand on him to some degree. In terms of speed, he's easily faster than light to immeasurable, being capable of, basically speed blitzing characters that could, basically react and move at light speed, basically moving faster than time itself, which means he would have irrelevant speed. In terms of hexes, he has the same hexes as Goku, except he also has the ability to use time manipulation and affect time passively. He's able to freeze, rewind, and basically use it to seal someone in a time loop. He also has hacks negation, such as regeneration and durability negation. He's able to pretty much reduce Mira's healing factor to pretty much being able to basically slow his healing factor to a crawl. He was able to do this to, I think, also like this kind of like Mira and Fu type being or whatever. Can't remember the name. I think it was like Maricus, not Marinos. It was Maricus or something like that. Let me know in the comment section down below on who that was in general. So again, these guys were insanely powerful, able to destroy the timeline itself, which would have been the entire Dragon Ball multiverse and higher. So again, this is very big and very possible as well. So next up we have Composite Lucario. We'll be using his Mega Evolution as well as, as pretty much a gauge on how strong he is. Mega Evolution gives the Pokemon a very large increase in durability, strength, speed, and Hax's abilities as well. Even being able to allow them to use moves they wouldn't normally use in their base form because it consumes too much power and stamina. So Lucario has actually been able to go toe to toe with Darkrai and actually has been able to injure him with his attacks. He's been able to pretty much harm against Eternatus amped Pokemon or Gigantamax Pokemon as well, such as being able to take down Gigantamax Togekiss and being able to take blows and take down a Gigantamax Machamp here. He's also been able to show that he can contend with some of the stronger Pokemon as well. Being able to fight against a excuse me, being able to fight against Megalith Zygarde, which is pretty impressive. Ooh, excuse me. Considering this Megalith Zygarde was much stronger than the original at his 50% state, and 50% Zygarde is a part of the lore of Pokemon. So in Zygarde's lore, right? Zygarde is basically the world serpent of the Pokemon universe, and actually is strong enough to hold all the Pokemon realms together. This includes Dialga and Palkia's space and time realm, Giratina's opposite realm. Giratina not only basically has what is considered Pokemon hell. This includes the realms that Yveltal and Xerneas come from, and pretty much Ultra Space itself, which is a space that exists outside of space. Yeah, I know that sounds very confusing, and it is, because how's your space outside of space? But it's a dimension that exists above space itself. So basically, this entire realm exists above space, and yet Zygarde is able to hold it like it's nothing. In terms of Haxes, he has energy exhaustion. He's able to absorb the energy of others and use it as his own, being able to increase his will along with basically like how Goku does the Spirit Bomb. So he basically uses that, but it's much faster, and he's able to use his attacks pretty easily, such as Bone Rush, Water Pulse, Close Combat, Bullet Punch, and is able to use Counter, which is an ability that pretty much is able to press through and pretty much knock back opponents. And it's also used to basically take all the damage that was given to Lucario by his opponents and being able to inflict that damage right back onto those opponents. So basically, what you give him, he gives back 10 times harder. So, yeah, let's begin here. Now, in terms of physical strength, these guys are relative. Legendary Pokemon are, I would definitely say Pokemon, especially the legendaries, are kind of superior to the Dragon Ball verse, considering the fact that they have the same lore as some of the most mythological characters of all time. So for example, Zygarde is the literal world serpent, and Darkrai is a Dream Eater. Well, probably more powerful, well, basically more powerful than a Dream Eater, considering the sheer fact that he was basically able to fight against Dialga and Palkia in their relativistic, or basically their Earthline forms. And he was one of the few Pokemon that can fight against Giratina and hold his own for a little bit. And Giratina scales above Palkia and Dialga's true forms. So, with that being said here, Lucario is in a caliber of strength, speed, and durability that kinda exceeds Xeno Goku's here. I would say kinda, because Xeno Goku does have those feats and that firepower to back it up. So, yeah, in all honesty, if I had to say physical strength, I would definitely see Lucario. In terms of actual speed here, I would say these guys are just about equal. These guys are shown faster than light to immeasurable. In terms of, durability, again, pretty equal here. It's very close here. I would say Lucario has the slight edge because he has better soul and erasure erasure levels of attacks and potency. Considering the fact that legendary Pokemon can pretty much blast and hit you so hard that your entire existence is compromised. Yeah, they hit you that hard. Yeah, they hit you that hard in the verse. It is not Yeah, it's not even funny. It really isn't. It is absolutely it's absolutely devastating how powerful these legendary Pokemon can hit. But here's what the video is really about here. Haxes. Alright? It's really about Haxes and Hax negation. So these guys can actually negate intangibility. Okay? I would say that Lucario's more consistent here, considering the sheer fact that he's able to negate Darkrai with fighting type moves and some other moves as well. And considering the fighting types are supposed to be immune, you hear me? Immune. Sorry, Darkrai is actually supposed to be immune to fighting types, and yet Darkrai is able to harm. Sorry, Lucario is able to harm Darkrai. So again, these guys have a bunch of negation techniques here, but Goku's is more or less on the healing factor negation and being able to pretty much somewhat freeze time to a good degree here. But again, opponents in Dragon Ball has simply been able to break this by sheerly powering up through it. So there's no guarantee that this will hold Lucario if he decides to power up his aura by absorbing the energy around him. So again, that kind of takes away Goku's sealing techniques as well, as he also has to perform the technique. But again, I doubt that Lucario's really just going to stand there, or he has a distraction to actually get that off here. All right. And there's no way Goku can actually hide because Lucario can sense someone's aura the same way Goku can sense someone's ki. So these two are completely at a good stalemate here. But again, Lucario can actually power through some of Goku's attacks. And it's actually going to just come down to a damage contest here. I think that's where it's going to go here. And in a damage contest, meaning how much damage you can inflict on your opponent and take them down with that, pretty much a straight up brawl, with these two being equal in everything, just about, with Goku having the slight edge in Haxes, but Lucario having the slight edge in strength, and techniques as well, I do think Lucario's counter is what's going to be able to deal pretty much seal Goku in, due to the sheer fact that Lucario can take all the damage Goku dishes out here, and then when Goku gets in close, he can use that counter ability to basically nail Goku with everything that he's hit him up until that point. Okay, you hearing me? So up until that point as well, Lucario can pretty much, if he's taking all these attacks and all this damage, he pretty much hit Goku with his own attacks and that damage, pretty much giving him the win here. So, yeah, I'm going with Lucario on this one.